So as you can see, guys, I am absolutely panicking at this point. This is 2 weeks ago. The coolant has dumped all over the driveway. It's bubbling over like mad, and I believe I might have blown my head gasket. So in today's video, we're going to find out if that's right. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, whack the subscribe button. So in the last video, you would have saw we made that happen. So we now have a full orange interior. A few little bits to finish off with that. Put the trim back on and all that. Yeah, so that's the last video. And the video before that was about the issues that I've had with this car. I'll put a link up there so you guys can go check that video out if you haven't seen it. But today, as the title says, I'm gonna see if we've got a blown head gasket or not. So this lid is faulty, so this has failed. Coolant was definitely coming out. Can't even see if there's any coolant left. Basically, it was overheating, coolant was coming out, so I've ordered another bottle with a new lid, swap that out, top up the 11.2 litres of coolant, and then I've got a test to see if the exhaust gases are getting inside the coolant tank. And I'm also going to be doing the old school test of taking the car for a drive, parking it up overnight, and then checking if it's got pressure in the morning. If it does, the head gasket's blown. So let's jump in and find out if we've got a massive bill or if the car's fine. So the scariest thing about owning this car is that right there. Everything else you can pretty much get from an A5, or but obviously if that's blown, big money, 4 or 5 grand to replace the engine. So let's find out if we're doing head work or if it's just a tank.
Get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. I want it one more time. I really need to make it right. Energy I overdose, 'cause I'm ready to reload. I need it one more time. But baby, then again.
So I think it's safe to say there's a bit of a difference. I think it's safe to say we definitely have a bit of an issue. So let's get this one plumbed in, topped up, and see if it is I think that is slightly worn compared to, oh, it's completely snapped off, hasn't it? So there we go, that could be the issue. So that's what I think was the issue, but rather than just ordering the cap, we've got the whole bottle. Let's get it all plumbed back in and filled up. Well, it was only when I start to plug it back in and I realised that that nozzle goes that way and this nozzle goes that way. So we are going to have to reuse the original one for fudge's sake. I'm going to go and try and clean it up a little bit. Let's get it filled back up, start the car, get the temperature and see what happens. So starting to bleed the system. Coolant's going down slightly and the bubbles of air are coming up. So I guess seems to be holding temperature. It seems to be happy right now. Doesn't seem to be any more air bubbles coming out. So the only way we're gonna know is by taking the car for a drive. I've got to say again, man, I'm in love with the new seats. So oil level okay. Please refuel when you own a V8. That happens every day. Mirror. I've got no door cards on, so I cannot open. What are you moaning about? I cannot open the windows. Pop this like a knob. Can't even get off the drive. So yeah, that's the end of the video. We're stuck on the drive. Parked it up out of the way. Stuck. You're looking at the camera at these seats, man. Right. Clear the windscreen. We've got 15 miles, which is probably going to be about 7 miles. I got no tax on the car at the minute, so I've got a trade plate. So hopefully we don't get pulled over. Not going to push it anyway. Right. The seat's in the wrong position, man. Saturday traffic. Come on, let me out. Muppets on there. I'm right off. This steering column. Right, so yeah, basically we're gonna see if it overheats. At the moment it's on 90. All seems to be okay, but I drove it to work the other day. So basically what happened was, car got MOT'd, picked it up, took it for a short drive, and the coolant light came on saying the car was going to overheat. Got it back to the dealership, saw the coolant was low, topped the coolant up, got it home, put like a litre of coolant in it, got it home, started overheating on the way home. So then I was like, oh my god, what is wrong with this car? Stopped the car and coolant just started flooding out everywhere. But it was coming out the top of the expansion tank. So I was like, it can't be that bad. Like, it has to just be an expansion tank. The next, topped it back up, closed it all up, drove it to work the next day. It was fine, there was no bubbles, there was no pressure in the tank. But obviously the expansion tank cap wasn't holding pressure. So we've got a new one on the car now. We're sitting at 90. Obviously I'm just doing 30 miles an hour. Everything is good, but we're gonna know in 3-4 minutes. There's a little bit where I can do a pull up here, really see if the engine starts to get a bit hot. The heater's on full, which are busting me out, so I'm gonna turn those down. Alright, squeaky brakes, you can hear the squeaky brakes. Here we go. Probably gonna have traffic. It's like Saturday, like 6 o'clock, so we're all right, Man, I panic so bad when it comes to this car. If it was like a 3-litre diesel, like the 530D, you can get another engine for like £800, so it's not like the end of the world. But this thing, I don't even want to think about what it's got to be to get a new engine or do the head gaskets or rebuild it. Luckily I am friends with Andy, who owns Phoenix Automotive in Ringwood in Dorset, so I know that if the car has blown a head gasket, if there is issues with it, he's the guy to go to. He's got an S8, he's got an S4 Avant with a 2.7 bi-turbo engine, so he knows Audis very, very well, so I know that I'll be in good hands. I just don't want to have to spend more money on this car. If you've watched the last video where I said I'd spent like 1,500 quid, 2 grand, and I've done 3,000 miles in the car, it's been nothing but hell. And I want to enjoy it for the summer. The seats are done. I wanted to do the headline in black, but I just don't have the energy in me right now to do that. It's just been ag. I want to crack on with the flipping cars. That's what you guys want to see as well. So I think for me and the car, if I could get it running nice, then that's it. That's all I'm gonna do with the car for this year. And then next year, definitely wide body in it. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, this seems to be, other than my squeaky brakes, if anybody knows how to get rid of squeak on brakes without changing them, let me know. But yeah, we seem to be doing good. Right guys, I'm gonna keep driving. I've got nothing else to say because I'm a bit dull right now. I'm gonna have a play and well, see if I can have a play. The traffic is just stupidly busy. So I've got that gearbox mount to do as well. So this car's still gonna cost me more money, to be honest, isn't it? Gearbox mount and the slave cylinder to the gearbox for the pedal, sticking a little bit. So we're still spending more money, but it is what it is. When you own a car like this, it's part and parcel, isn't it? So I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, after a blast, proper run, it's up to temperature. Coolant level is there. And it's good, it's hot obviously, it generates a ton of heat being a V8, but it's holding no leaks. We might have fixed the gut, man. I need to wash it. Look at that tramp. So yeah, in terms of the head gasket, I think we're alright. I think it was just a cap. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I promise you I'm bringing flipping cars videos real soon. Had to get this car out the way and done, and I'm waiting to sell the 5 Series. I've had a lot of offers, but just I'm not taking less than 3 grand like I've said in other videos. So that's that one. This one is okay for now. And I'll see you in the next one, guys.